to get to my story, I recently went out on a fun little date with my girlfriend to a park, mostly because I read online that the park allowed dogs, and I wanted to go there first before we took the dog there to see how big it was, how long the trails were, and whether or not it was actually dog friendly, because a lot of times the information online is incorrect. So we got there, had a nice little playground for kids, and about a mile-long trail. It also had a pavilion where it said that dogs were allowed as long as they were on a leash. That's great, and I plan on taking him there sometime in the next 2 weeks. However, after my girlfriend and I walked the trails a little bit, we got kind of bored, and I just started playing hide and seek with her, because we're mature adults that are currently enrolled in the higher education system known as university. And
God.
I started, at first, by hiding behind a rock, just messing with her, which then led to us coming back to the kind of entrance of the park where the playground is. And I got out of her eyesight for a second and hid inside the swirly slide. And it's not one of those fully enclosed ones. It was only like half enclosed, the bottom half, like a semicircle. So I had to like twist and contort my body so that nothing was sticking out. And I basically became one with the twirly slide.
You were the swirly slide?
Yeah, and I was there for like 7-8 minutes. And I heard nothing. So then, figure it out. Alright, bye. So, I then peek my head out of the slide, and her car's just gone. So I call her, and I'm like, where are you? She's like, I thought you left. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I didn't see you, so I got in the car and drove away. And I'm like, where would I have gone? I'm still at the park. Like, you left me here. She's like, okay, I'm coming back. I'm like, I thought you were going to come and find me. She's like, I couldn't find you. I had no idea where you were hiding, so I just assumed you had left the park premise. Which, to me, I kind of took as a compliment. Like, my hiding skills were great. I contorted my body in ways I never expected it to go. So, I hung up the phone, and I'm just laying back down in my hiding spot. My body's in a freaking Arby's curly fry shape. It's great. And then I hear a car pull up. And I'm like, oh, all right, I'm going to get her. So I hear a car pull up, door open, door closed, and I hear footsteps like coming towards the playground. And I was like, my excitement was building. I just had this big grin on my face. Footsteps are coming closer and closer. And then as the footsteps are about 2 feet away, bro, I shit you not, the first thing I hear is a little, like, 6-year-old girl's voice. And I realize that's not my girlfriend approaching the playground. So I like froze for half a second, didn't know what to do, and I just jump up out of the slide, and all I see are these 3 little girls and their Mennonite father.
Oh no.
And I scared the living shit out of the one girl who was 2 feet away, and the other 2 and the dad were so confused. And as I like jump up, luckily my girlfriend is like pulling in to the parking lot of this park. So like I jump up and start like speed walking towards the car, like, and I like loudly said, "You left me here," like as a joke to try to play down the situation. But I look back, and I had that girl plus her 2 sisters who I scared looking at me confused, and the dad looked pissed that just some random 21-year-old was hiding in the swirly slide of a children's park. But I've never been more terrified than being morphed into a swirly slide with this huge grin on my face, and then I hear a little girl's voice 2 feet away. Dude, it was so bad.
That's something.
I'm so glad my girlfriend was pulling into the parking lot at that moment, because if she hadn't arrived any sooner, I would have been stuck at the playground with 3 young Mennonite girls and their angry father, and nowhere to go. Simply. Yeah. It was... Ooh.
You guess it's fight or flight, and there's no flight option.
I mean, there definitely was a flight option. That was a 21-year-old man sprinting up and out of a swirly slide at speeds I did not know I could reach. So, I'm glad I finally got to tell that. It's been so hard for me to hold that story back, because it's
you accidentally slipped part of it this morning.
Yeah, when we were walking the dog, I'm like, I mentioned how I wanted to take him to the park where Abby left me, and I'm like, oh wait, can't say that yet. So luckily, you didn't.
Now he can say that.
Yeah, you didn't catch on completely to the story, at least at the
I
least.
did not glean that there were 4 Mennonites
Yeah.
and a swirly slide.